Hello my friends, welcome Coffee and Reactions video channel. I am Mustafa from Turkey and today we are gonna continue to watch Mr. Sukarno, the first leader of Indonesia. We watched German interview, it was very impressive. You wanted me to continue Mr. Sukarno and this time we are gonna watch his speech in front of Hollywood artists and producers. President Sukarno in the US in 1956 speech before Hollywood artists and producers. We are gonna watch this video from Bimo Key A YouTube channel. Thank you again my friends for sharing this video with us and let's start. US welcomes President of Indonesia. Okay.
Aboard President Eisenhower's personal plane, Indonesia's President Sukarno arrives in Washington for a 2 weeks visit.
Okay.
Vice President Nixon and Secretary of State Dulles are at the field to greet the Indonesian leader, who was accompanied by his 12-year-old son, Gunter.
Okay.
The 55-year-old chief executive of the Muslim nation is given a warm welcome in the nation's capital. Escorted by the vice president after a parade through Washington, he arrives at the White House, where President Eisenhower is waiting to welcome him. A cordial reception for President Sukarno, vigorous leader of an Asian democracy of 80 million people.
He said 80 million people, right? In 1956, so there were 80 million people in Indonesia, okay?
So we do have a man of political and temporal power. I want to introduce to you His Honor, the Mayor Polson.
Yeah.
Mr. President, this room has a cross-section of all of Hollywood. There are presidents of companies, producers, directors, writers, newspaper people, actors, and even lawyers in the audience. All the way from Jakarta to Bandung to Palapo. They revere him in the same way that I am sure they did George Washington when our young country was being formed, whether it was in New York, Philadelphia, or Williamsburg.
Okay.
It is just 11 years ago that the Indonesians declared their independence from the Dutch. Just a relatively short time. And in this modern day, when time and distance mean practically nothing, I'm wondering if we couldn't turn our calendars back to our own situation on May the 29th, 1787, 11 years after we declared our independence from Great Britain. And you will find perhaps that we can then better understand the situation in Indonesia and the rapidity with which they are attempting to solve their particular problems. In May 1787, we had just begun to put the finishing touches on the first federal constitution in the history of the world. President of Indonesia, His Excellency, Mr. Sukarno.
I thank you for your kind words. It is a great pleasure for me to be amongst you this evening. Hollywood is surely one of the great areas of the world, one of the best known and one of the most influential. Here, in this golden state, there has been established an industry of enormous power, and one whose products are known the world over and have an effect the world over. Here you produce canned ambassadors which carry American ideas, American thoughts, American habits into almost every country of the world.
That's true.
You are powerful people, and I ask you to be responsible people who understand the great machine you control and respects its strength.
Yes.
You see, one of the weapons of colonialism is illiteracy and the deliberate attempt to keep a nation isolated from the world. Hollywood has done great work in overcoming this isolation. The motion picture industry has provided a window on the world, and the colonized nations have looked through that window and have seen the things of which they have been deprived. It is perhaps not generally realized that the refrigerator can be a revolutionary symbol to a people which has no refrigerators. A motor car owned by a worker in one country can be a symbol of revolt to a people deprived of even the necessities of life. The motion picture industry has shown the deprived, the underprivileged nations something of what is possible to a free people, and has thus stimulated the demand for equality of opportunity in the world. Perhaps that window on the world has been fitted with distorting glass, but it is still a window and has let in light to dark places.
Okay.
Furthermore, amongst the people largely illiterate, motion pictures can be a substitute for reading. We, who were fortunate enough to have acquired the art of reading, gathered much of our inspiration from the written word. Others had the films as an incentive. Our pioneers, our jungle conquerors, our builders of the future. As your state history shows, as it shows so clearly, there are no obvious limits to what a young and virile people can do. Indonesia is just on the very threshold of national life and fulfillment. Given a peaceful world, and we shall never cease working for that, Indonesia will one day bloom like a rose.
Yes.
That I hope, that I know. I hope that the motion picture industry will then be on hand to record it. Thank you.
Wow. Indonesia is already bloomed, so it is true. And we have a great examples from Indonesian's movie history also. There are amazing documentaries, there are amazing movies. And yeah, Indonesia is bloomed. Now the population is over 250 million, if I remember correctly. Very cool, my friends, and the speech is very cool. He said that the most important thing for me, he said that don't change the reality. Okay, act responsibly. You should do your job responsibly. Don't change the history. Don't change the real events. So when people watching you, you should feel those responsibility in your. For example, many people thinks that America is the biggest power in the Second World War, but actually Russia, Russia stopped Nazis, Germans. But if you watch the movies, if you watch the films about Second World War, you can think that America is the best power in those days. But okay, yes, the creators of the movies, the producers, the actors should act responsibility. It's a beautiful speech. Let's continue. Richard Nixon. Hadapan, okay? Okay, Los Angeles. That's cool. Okay, so this is the end of the video, my friends. Thank you, Bimo KA YouTube channel, for sharing this beautiful video with us. It is really very informative. Thank you, my friends, for all of your suggestions. Thank you for watching it together with me. It is always very impressive to see how smart Mr. Soekarno. I learned that he knows lots of languages. Lots of languages. He is a very smart person, and his speech is very cool also. His speech is very responsible. He's telling the movie producers, you should be responsible for telling the truth. Don't change it. Thank you, my friends, for watching it together with me. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.